What's up guys, YGO Strats coming at you with a Baby Raccoon deck profile. A very fun deck, very budget, pretty damn competitive, especially with the reliance on spell cards in the meta right now, like Shadow and Necros are obviously very spell reliant. Klee is still dependent on their spells, you know, Yosenju likes their spells, something like Madolche likes their spells. Very, very common thing to do, and first turn Beast is a very, very common thing to do in this deck. So we're going to get right into it with our monster lineup. We're running 3 Ponpoko. Ponpoko's effect, when you summon it, you can set a level 2 lower beast from your deck. Or I think it's just a level 2 beast from your deck, but really you're going to set Baby Raccoon Tantan. So Tantan's effect, flip, special summon a level 2 beast from your deck, except for a copy of Tantan. So obviously these two work well with each other. He summons him and he can... Ponpoko summons Tantan, Tantan can summon Ponpoko. Great little level 2 engine, and for this deck, which is ranked 2, like focused, so to say, it's very helpful. You're gonna running 2 copies of Valerifawn, Bambi as I like to call it. Discard 1 card to special summon a level 2 or lower beast from your graveyard in either face-up attack or face-down defense. That is a once per turn effect. The ideal thing you want to do is have something in your graveyard and then discard Bunny here. We were running it 2, so discard something to special summon Bunny. Bunny's effect is that when it's special summoned by a beast type monster's effect, which almost everything's a beast, you can pop 1 card on the field, monster, spell, trap, whatever. So that's good for setting up combos, and then you've got 2 level 2s on board to go into rank 2. Very helpful. Running 1 copy of Keymouse. This is a level 1 tuner. The main function of this is to go into beast first turn with the spell card Obedience School, which I'll go over in a moment. That's really it. That's the main reason you're running it. It's unfortunate to break into, but the ability to go into first turn beast with like no interruption unless potential Veiler and all that, it's very, I find, helpful to run at 1 in the deck. We're also running 1 copy of Wind Up Kitten. Once per turn while it's face up on the field, or once while it's face up on the field, you can bounce 1 monster your opponent controls. So that's helpful with Bambi, discard something, special summon this, and you can bounce something else problematic. And again, level 2 beast, so very good in this deck. We're running 1 copy of the Fabled Cerburrel because it's a Fabled tuner and can go into the Fabled Unicorn, which is very good, and then again, level 2 beast. We're also running 2 copies of Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron's very good in this deck because almost everything's level 2 other than this and 2 other monsters. So it can summon most anything from your graveyard, and going into Junk Warrior with all the level 2 and lowers that you'll get, Junk Warrior can get up to ridiculous amounts of attack. So definitely 1 to run 2 of. And then finally for monsters, 1 Thunder King and 1 Barbaros. Thunder King's just a great anti-meta card. It's a level 4 1900 that stops searching, a mistake on legs. Fantastic card in most any deck really if you have the rune. And then Barbaros has 2 functions. It's level 8, it is a beast warrior, but with level 8 and the level 2 tuners that we're running, it can go into Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Tree with no problem. Or if you play Obedience Schooled and they have like a strong board, you can tribute all 3 of them and summon Barbaros and nuke their board. Very helpful. Typically you're not doing that, but you never know when it comes up, it is a viable play. So we're going to get right into the spell cards now. We're opening with 3 Obedience Schooled. The Have Your Cake and Eat It card of the deck. If your opponent has, or if you control no monsters, special summon 3 level 2 or lower beast types from your deck. You can't special anything other than beast type monsters for the rest of the turn, but you get any 3 monsters from your deck, so you can go into all sorts of plays. You can go into beast first turn, like I said, with any 2 level 2 beasts and Keymouse. You can go into Ponpoko and all that stuff, Valerifawn, the Bambi, and the Bunny, and it's just great for setting up all sorts of plays that you might want or need to do. Definitely the power card, and the one you want to open with in like every hand if you can. We're going to be running 2 copy of Ayers Sunrock Sunrise, Monster Reborn for beast type monsters. So that's pretty much all there is to it. And then it has the added effect of when you special summon that monster, the opponent loses, all monsters your opponent control lose attack equal to the number of beast type monsters in your graveyard times 200. So if you special summon a monster and you still have 3 beast types in your graveyard, all your opponent's monsters lose 600 attack. So it's very nice. You can only use 1 of them per turn, which is worth noting. We're running 2 copies of MST because it's like an MST in the sense that it's MST. So destroy back row before it destroys you, that nonsense. 2 copies of United We Stand. You'll find there's not too much of a problem getting 3 to 5 monsters on your board typically in this game, or with this deck, so United We Stand can boost up anything to ridiculous amounts of attack because you'll gain 800 for each monster on board. So with 8 times 5 is 5,600 you'll be getting off something on top of its base attack, which can be really obnoxious with something like Armades. Other cards we're running, 1 Moon Mirror Shield. Pretty much whenever you are attacked or attack, your monster will become 100 attack points higher than whatever it's battling, which is very nice against something like towers or whatever. And then creature swap, normal summon a level 2, or summon anything that's like weak attack, swap it for something of theirs, and then just inflict heavy damage. And then for the last of the spell lineup, 1 Raigeki, 1 Book of Moon, and 1 Soul Charge. Book of Moon's a versatile card, gets through skill drain, lose 1 turn, that nonsense. Soul Charge lets you go for graveyard plays, or big pushes after you've got stuff in your graveyard, and Raigeki is costless destruction, so why not run it if you can. And then for our trap lineup, we're going to be running 3 copies of Fiendish Chain to negate an effect, 1 Mirror Force to stop OTKs and all that stuff, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Warning. I'll go off these. Just staple 1 of cards, negate a summon, bounce this extra deck card really, or banish something that could be problematic as long as it's more than 15. And then finally 1 Vanities to stop special summons once you've got a strong board, and 1 Mistake to stop searching. So if you've got like Mistake, Emptiness, and Beast on board, it can be a nightmare for some decks. But well, not so much because Beast is gonna mill, but you know, like if you've got like a strong board, Vanity is never bad to have. So enough with that blunder, right onto the extra deck. 3 number 64 Ronin, Raccoon, Sandayu. Sandayu is like the ace card of this deck, so to say. If you're running 2 of it on board, they create a soft block because they can't be destroyed by battle or a card effect while you have another beast on the field. They're both beast. Its effect, attach 1 material, summon a token, and the token's attack is equal to the highest attack monster on the board. So you can easily ram, or like the attacks can get really ridiculous if you have Junk Warrior as well, and with all the equip spells. For other rank 2s, Cat Shark, Daigusto Phoenix, and Sky Cavalry Centaurea. Just great for making something, any Exceed monster level rank 4 or lower, do big damage because it doubles the attack. Daigusto works well with that because you can attack twice. And then Sky Centurion is really just a 2000 beat stick from rank 2. Running 2 copies of Downerd Magician to go over the materialist rank 2s that you might end up with. And then for Synchron lineups, 1 Fabled Unicorn. You can only go into it with Cerburrel, but it's fantastic. It's speed spell, middle finger to your face, because as long as you have an equal number of cards in your hand as your opponent, it'll negate everything, no matter what. It just negate it. It's fantastic, and as long as you can keep hand control on par with your opponent, it can be a real nightmare to get over. For level 5s, we're running 1 Naturia Beast, 1 Junk Synchron, or Junk Warrior, and 1 Armades. Beast is fantastic, obviously stopping spells. He gets up to ludicrous amounts of attack, and if you equip him with stuff and they can't mirror force you, Armades can be a real nightmare for opponents. For level 6s, 1 Goyo, 1 Barkion. The Naturia combo, getting both of them is really painful to get over. You'll stop all spell and trap. And then Goyo is the best generic rank 6, taking whatever he destroys by battle. And 1 Leo, because like I said, we can't go into it with a level 2 tuner and Barbaros. And 3100 can't be targeted, is just a fantastic thing to have. So that is our look at a Raccoon deck. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment on anything you'd do differently. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on YGO Strats.